safety and information video for this coming weekend's Max Adventure Race down in the Royal National Park. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which we will be meeting and pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. The first thing I want to touch on today is the event program. You would have received an email with the event program attached either last week or when you signed up, if you signed up more recently. It's also available on the website under the latest news section. So please make sure you have a good read of the event program prior to Sunday. Any questions you have about the event are more than likely covered in that event program. There is some important safety issues that I want to cover off now. I'll also go over them again on the day, but if you could just pay attention for a few minutes while I run through those, that will make the day go a lot easier for you. So firstly, there are sections on all the courses on Sunday where you'll either be travelling along or crossing roads. Those roads are not closed and will have traffic travelling along them. So whenever you're travelling along a road, please make sure you're staying to the left in single file, everything like that. If you're crossing the road, make sure you stop, give way to any vehicles, pay attention to any event marshals or traffic controllers that might be at that location as well. They are there for your safety. Please make sure you pay attention to what they are telling you. If you do get into any trouble out on course, the first point of call for assistance is going to be your teammate. Your teammate will make sure they can stop and render any assistance that you might need. If you require further assistance than that, a good idea is to grab another passing team, get them to pass on your details, where you are, your team number and the nature of the injury, so they can pass that on to the next marshal point, transition area, things like that, so they can contact us and we can initiate the appropriate first aid response. If you need more urgent assistance, there are emergency contact numbers written on your map and on your course description. Give them a call so we can get assistance to you. For the mountain bike sections of the course on Sunday, there are some sections that are a little bit technical, especially on the classic course. So if you're on the classic course, make sure you have a read of the course setter's notes in the course description. There might well be some notes in there about some sections that are slightly more technical in particular. We ask that all teams ride to their ability. If you come across something that's a bit outside your comfort level, we ask that you stop, slow down, get off and walk for small sections if needed. They'll only be very short sections, but a lot better to do that than try to ride something that is outside your ability and ending up hitting the deck. There are some sections that are a little bit wet after some recent rainfall, so pay attention to those. There was nothing too bad when we were marking the course, but just pay attention to those slightly wetter sections. On the run legs on Sunday, make sure you watch your footing. There are a lot of trip hazards out there, so make sure you're watching where you're putting your feet. Make sure you watch out for anything that could trip you up. And then for the kayaking legs, remember that all team members must wear a PFD when paddling. There are some smaller PFDs, so PFDs are life jackets for younger team members. You must also make sure that you're wearing footwear when on the kayaking legs. No leaving your shoes on the bank while you go out kayaking. Your feet are going to get wet anyway, so make sure you keep those shoes on. A reminder as well for when you're doing the kayaking legs, your mandatory gear must go with you. Sometimes teams like to leave their mandatory gear bag on the side while they go out and paddle. That's got to go with you while you kayak. Also with the kayaking legs, we ask that you carry the kayaks to and from the water. Please don't drag them. There is a short distance to carry them from where they will be located to where you actually launch from onto the water. If you do need assistance with carrying the kayaks, you have younger team members, things like that, there will be some volunteers and staff members around that will be willing to help. There might also be some other teams there at the same time who will be more than happy to help move those kayaks for you. A reminder that all teams need to carry a minimum of 2 litres per person. So that's 4 litres of water per team. That is a lot, but there was very limited spots to fill up on the course, and you could be out there for quite some time. And even when the weather is cooler, you need to make sure you are consuming plenty of water during the event. That minimum of 2 litres per person. Then on top of that, you also need an additional 500 mils on your bike as well. So make sure you have that bottle on your bike. There is a mandatory gear check at registration, so make sure you come along to registration with your bag that you'll be traveling around the course with, including your water. We want to see that before we issue you your race bag. Before coming down to the registration and the event start and finish area on Sunday, make sure you've dropped your bikes off. Details are in the event program, so you need to make sure you drop your bikes off before coming all the way down to Audley itself. There will be parking marshals at the event directing you where to park, so please pay attention to them, follow their directions, make sure you don't park in no parking areas or where not directed, anything like that. Follow the directions of those marshals. They'll make sure you park in the next available spot. And remember that the National Parks parking fee is not covered in your event registration. So if you don't have the appropriate National Parks pass, you will have to pay that when you arrive. There are machines in the parking areas near the start. When you come along to registration, you'll receive your race bag, which contains the all-important course map, course description, timing chip, a wristband to connect that timing chip to you, and your race bibs. So make sure you wear those race bibs over the top of your clothing while out on course, so you're easily identifiable and your numbers are picked up, most importantly for the event photographers. Finally, for you novice course teams, remember there is a novice tips and tricks session where I'll virtually run through the course and explain what you're going to be doing and how you're going to find those elusive checkpoints. Check the event program for timings, but that's a really good session if you haven't done one of these events before. So make sure you arrive in time for that. If you're a classic course team, I'm afraid you've selected the course where you don't get the advantage of that navigational tips and tricks session. That's all for me at this point in time. Lastly, a big thank you to our event volunteers and to Paddy Palin, our event sponsor, without whose help the event wouldn't go ahead. Really appreciate those two groups. Enjoy the last couple of days of rest before the big day, and we look forward to seeing you bright and early on Sunday down at Audley. Thanks very much.